What if I told you that your audience really needs to solve the problem that you can help them solve, but the way that you're presenting it is preventing them from being interested in it? A lot of times we've already decided of the people that we wanted to help, right? But we don't really know how to create it in a way that's going to make it compelling for them so they don't buy, and they'll go to somebody else that has less value, but because it sounds better, they decide to actually go with somebody else. I've learned how to create better offers, and because I've learned how to do that in a way that's compelling to my ideal audience, that allowed us to attract over 588 clients. That allowed me to be able to launch 15 online digital courses. That allowed me to be able to do 100 live events per year, and people be excited to learn and grow, and and they sign up for our programs, or or they'll just be a part of the products and services that we give. And it's all, and part of it is because it just sounds good, right? And it is good, so it has to sound good and it has to be good. So that's what we focused on today. So we got a few big ideas. One is like, well, we're going to focus on, well, what is a good offer? We're going to be focused on that. We're going to be focusing on, does it take a lot of money to put together a good offer? And do you have to charge a lot for a good offer? And then we're going to break down the fundamentals of how to make it just amazing, like so good. Like people are going to be like, oh my God, just swipe for whatever it costs. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice that they like, money is not an object? So that's the idea of what we're focused on today. So what made me think about this is throughout the years, like I remember when I first started. So let's say around 2015, and I'm I was looking at Tony Robbins, I'm looking at ET, and I'm looking at the offers that they were making. And at the time, I think ET was charging maybe like $3,000 an hour. I read somewhere you could get Tony's time for something he was doing was like $5,000. And I'm looking and I'm like, okay, cool. This is what they charging, about $3,000 to $5,000. I said, sign me up. And now not sign me up in terms of me doing it, sign me up like, okay, this is what they can make, so this is what I'm going to charge. So guess what? I came out the gate charging $3,000. I created an offer that was $3,000, and I said, all right, coach with your boy, you want to work with me? It's $3,000. And guess how many people I had take me up on that offer? Take a wild guess. Donut. Zero. I didn't get anybody to take me up on that offer. And I was like, yo, man. And you know how you start the question, your credibility, and can I really help people, and do they want it? And you go through this thing because we feel like we can provide value, but when nobody signs up, you start kind of questioning your credibility. And it took me a while to realize, like, man, how are these other people able to charge this for their offer, but I can't charge high ticket for my offer? And I realized it came down to a few key elements, which is what we're going to be talking about today. So number one, first thing is you have to have some type of social proof, meaning you got to be able to prove that you can that you've gotten results for yourself, and that you're able to get results for others. A lot of times I'll see people who join this coaching industry and they want to help people and they're excited. Then I say, okay, well, what results have you gotten? And then they can't really think about the results they've gotten for themselves. They can't really think about anybody else who they've actually helped get the end result that they're promising people. And so in order to create an offer that's good, people need to know that you can solve the challenge that you're saying that you can solve for them. And if you can't do that, then they're going to feel like, well, let me go to somebody who actually can get me the result. Right? Not just because it sounds good, but that's what they're looking at, right? It's much easier for me to work with people today to share with them that I can help them make six figures because I've already done it. We've already got clients that had $60,000 months, $30,000 months, $15,000 months. So because I've already helped people like that, when I'm having a conversation, right? And then we're at multiple six at the time we're doing this training right now. So when I go to people and I say, hey, listen, I can help you make $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, it's like, it's way easier for them to make that decision because I have proof, right? I have testimonies. When I'm sharing people, look, I can show you how to be able to get the leads. I have proof. I have screenshots. I have videos. We have testimonials of our clients saying these are the results that they're getting. So it makes it much easier for somebody to say yes when you have proof, right? Because nobody just wants to just spend their money and not get anything for it. So our goal is to get as much proof as possible. The more proof you get, the better the offer is, because you can have two people that has the exact same offer, but one person got 10 times the result and another person has 0, right? So I can make the same offer that I made today, and let's just say, look, I'm gonna coach you in your business and say I'm gonna help you be able to make, let's say, 10 grand a month. Well, me saying that today is much more compelling than me saying that 10 years ago, right? Because if I'm saying that 10 years ago, that I don't have any proof or credibility or results back then. I'm just getting started. And that's one of the biggest things that I see is like people are making claims that is that's out of the league of what the results that they can actually promise. So people will look at you and they say, well, I don't really know if you can help me make this. I don't know if I really even believe that you can help me do this, right? And so because you never share stories, right? You never show screenshots. We've never heard any testimonials from people that you've helped. We've never seen you interview anybody. So these are the things that people are watching. So we got to make sure that piece of it makes sense. Another thing with making good offers is give people 10 times the value of what you're charging them. Meaning, if and I tell this to all of our playmakers, I'm like, look, whatever you want to charge. Like I had a conversation with one of our members the other day, and she's like, I want to charge, $2,000. I said, okay, so you have a $2,000 high ticket program. I said, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go create an offer that's worth 20,000. What? 20,000? Why? I said, because you want to give 10 times the value of what people paying for. So here's the secret. If something is way more valuable, then it becomes a no-brainer at that point, because everybody wants to get a good deal. If you charge in $2,000 and your program is worth $2,000, then it's like, they gotta weigh the pros and cons. But if you make it worth 20,000 and they're and they feel like they're getting a deal because you only charging 2,000, it's like, oh wow, like that's a different story, right? It's like you could have, what if there was a Lamborghini, like you probably wouldn't pay 2,000 for a beat up old bike. Let's say, for example, like I'm not paying $2,000 for a beat up old bike, right? Because you don't feel like the value is worth it, right? Even if there was a something like a motorcycle or something that you felt like it was worth it, you would weigh the pros and cons. Now, what if I told you that I had a $200,000 Lamborghini and it's only $2,000? You're like, oh my God! Now you rushing to try to get the funds to be able to afford it. You see the difference there. The only difference between it's still the same $2,000. The difference is now you have something, you're perceiving this Lamborghini as more valuable, so you're willing to invest the $2,000 to get a $200,000 Lamborghini versus you get an old beat up bike and you wouldn't pay that for $2,000. So that's the idea. So anytime I'm creating offers, I'm thinking about making it way more valuable than what they're paying for. Because if somebody feels like they're getting way more, they're going to be more willing to make that investment. Does that make sense? And this is going to take some brainstorming and thinking like, okay, what could I do? And you got AI and Chat GPT, so you can brainstorm some of these things, right? And you can even just type it in. So here's my action to you. If you want to create an offer that's amazing, that your audience is going to want, create what you think you want the offer to be, and then say, if I was to make this program 10 times more valuable, make this program worth $20,000, whatever price you want to charge, ask Chat GPT, what, if I was charging 30 grand, 40 grand for this program, what could I include? If I was charging 30 grand for this offer, what could I? Because then now what that's going to do is that's going to give you the ability to see, okay, this is how I make it more valuable. So what could that look like? That could look like, if I'm, okay, so one thing I could just be coaching for 12 weeks. Okay, so how do we make it 10 times more valuable? I might say, I'm gonna give you free live event tickets. That might be another one. I'm gonna give you, matter of fact, I'll give you a real example, right? And I always like to throw this out. We don't give this full type of offer, but let's just say if I was trying to make our program way more valuable, then what I could do is I could say, okay, number one, you don't even have to create your own offer. We're going to create your offer for you, right? So I help coaches be able to build and grow, six-figure coaching businesses, right? So we're going to say, boom, I can say, I'm going to create your whole offer. You don't have to worry about it. I'm also going to say, you know what? We're going to create all your content. You don't have to touch no content. You don't have to create any content. We're going to create it. We're going to curate it. We're going to shoot it. We're going to post it. We're going to schedule it. You don't have to create the content. Oh, by the way, we're going to generate all of the leads for you. I have an ads agency. We're going to generate all of the leads for you. So you don't even have to worry about going out and marketing and getting any leads. Oh, by the way, we're going to manage all of your email sequences. So now we're going to send out all of the emails and we're going to book more appointments on your calendar. You don't have to worry about sending out a single email. You see what I'm doing, right? I'm making it more and more valuable. Okay, great. So also on top of that, we're going to, all of the leads that come in, you don't have to make a single sale. So we're going to call all of the leads for you. And then those, and then the people who sign up through the leads that we send you, we're going to send you a check for every person that signs up. Right. Oh, and by the way, you don't even have to do the coaching. We're going to come into the business. We're going to hire a bunch of coaches that are in your field. And then, and then the coaches are going to, they're going to get the people all of the results. And then we're going to get we're going to shoot the testimonials for you. We're going to get all those testimonials. And then we're going to take those and we're going to put those back into the advertisement so we can be able to grow and build the business. I basically just built your whole business, right? But you see the idea behind what we're saying is you're making it more valuable. So the less things people have to do, the more valuable it is. The faster you can get somebody a result, the better the offer is. The least amount of risk that somebody has to take, the more desirable it is, right? The more that they feel like you can actually get them the result that they want and they're not going to waste their money, the more desirable it is. You see what I'm saying, right? The less that they have to give up, the less that they have to sacrifice, the less that they have to effort they got to put in, the more valuable it is. There's a reason why you can charge, there's a reason why an ebook about losing weight could be $5, but people will pay $25,000 for surgery. You see what I'm saying? Both of them help you lose weight, but one is $25,000, the other one is $5, right? Why would somebody pay $25,000 when they could just pay $5, right? Because of the result. You get the result faster. It's instant. They don't have to go to the gym. They don't have to go work out. They don't have to wake up early, 3 o'clock in the morning. They don't have to give up all of the favorite foods that they want to eat. You see what I'm saying? So every piece of friction that's in the way between the result you're helping somebody achieve and the time, the effort, the energy, the sacrifice that it takes to get there is making it less desirable. So your goal is to remove all of the friction out of the way between the goal that your audience wants or your clients want, and then just make it easier for them to do. So that's why this is one of the things that I obsess over in our program. So we have a program called the Playbook, the Coaching and Speaking. We've brought in over 588 clients through this. And I'm always thinking about, how do I get my clients results faster? How do I help them get clients? How do I help them get leads faster? How do I help them do this process? Because any program that you create, there's going to be friction points, right? So we teach that you create what we call a 12-step program, meaning you're going to have 12 coaching sessions, which is about a 90-day program, is like the standard in our industry. So let's say you create a 90-day coaching program, and in that program, there's going to be 12 steps. We do about 1 meeting a week. So let's say if you do like an hour coaching session with your one-on-one clients each and every week, then, you teach them on a topic. Cool. You give them some homework, and then, they execute on that over the week. And then the next coaching session, you do the same thing, rinse and repeat. So there's going to be certain steps that your audience is going to struggle with the most. So here's what we do. we say, okay, what are the top, which 3 steps they're going to struggle with the most? So for example, I'll give you a real example of this. I realized that as I was helping more clients, people kept getting stuck on lead generation. Yo, Coach T, yo, I can't find the leads. Where should I go? You know, I'm trying online. I'm trying to put out this content. I'm not booking any appointments. And I realized that this was a friction point out of the steps that I'm teaching them. So I said, the hell with it. We're going to come up with, I'm going to create a lead and a social media marketing agency. And literally that's what I did. And I created a social media marketing agency called Mass Attention Ads, where we specialize in lead generation for coaching businesses specifically. Now, that made my offer in our program much more valuable, because now people don't have to try to figure out and struggle. How do I, find the clients? Or, what I find people at? What do I say? Oh, I don't have the time to do this. I'm busy. I got my job. I got this. I got that. You ever found yourself saying that? You're too busy to do the thing that you say that you want to do, the purpose or whatever, so that you're trying to fulfill. Well, guess what? I removed that friction point. I said, we're just going to do it for you. You don't even have to learn how to do ads. We're just going to do it. And all you need to do is enroll your people. It made our program much more valuable because it saved time. It saved energy. How do I get somebody a result faster? How do I make it easier for them to get there? How do I make it simpler, not more complex? How do I make it simpler for them to do? How do I make it in less steps? See, what beginners do is they try to make something sound like it's bigger than what it is, or to make it sound more complicated, because you think making something have 37 parts to it is going to be more valuable. But the opposite is more valuable. The simpler you make something, the easier. If you add too many components or elements to your offer, it's going to make people get confused and overwhelmed, which is going to give you the opposite. That changed over, I want to say that changed like over the last, I would say that changed over the last 6 to 7 years. There was a point in time where more stuff was better. I remember, because I used to offer stuff like this. I would say, all right, so you're going to get 85 training videos. You're going to get all of this stuff. You're going to get this. You're going to get this. Oh my God, you're going to love it. It's over 100 hours worth of content that you got to watch. Right. And it was a point of time where that offer, making offers like that work, where you just get a bunch of stuff. But today people don't have the time. They want to get things done quick. Think about the surgery. I don't want to have to take a year of reading an ebook and watching videos in order to get the result. If I could just pay you and lose the 100 pounds in the afternoon, that would be amazing. All right. I would throw money at you at that point. All right. So that is what we're talking about, is really say, okay, you have to get very clear on the outcome. And this is the moral of this whole story, right? Get clear on the outcome that you're helping somebody with, not 10 outcomes. What is the one singular outcome I want to help somebody with? Okay. Now, how do I get them that result as fast as possible and as painless as possible? That's what you got to realize. How do I get them the result as fast as possible and painless as possible? So, you got your core coaching program, but you might say, you know what? I want to throw in a group element, because, sometimes if people, they get accountability and support from the group, I want to throw that in. Oh, you know what? I'm going to throw in a course, because if they get a chance, because when we get off a call, they're probably still going to have questions. So if I gave them some training videos in a course, they'll probably be able to be more focused, and they can go back and watch the training video over and over and over. Right. You might say, you know what, I'm gonna give them some extra support. So now, we, instead of just a weekly session, I'm gonna give them the ability to reach out to me and text me or send me voice notes when they have additional, if they have additional questions. I might give them access to this tool. I might give them access to this person, like whatever it is. But that's the fundamental thing you want to think about. All right. So is this helpful? If it is, go ahead, give this some like, give this some love. And if you're like, okay, I get it. Can I talk to you, Coach T, and work with you on creating a more valuable offer? You can. So what you can do is just go ahead and by the way, ignore that pinned link on Facebook. Ignore that. That was our boot camp from before. But go ahead and put Coach Me below. Go ahead and put Coach Me in the comments below. Shout out to all my people that came through school and on YouTube, and then we got our TCP group on Facebook. Go ahead and put Coach Me below in the comments, and then what I'll do is I'll get you on my calendar. And by the way, there's no like offer on this call. This is more to see what you got going on, and then and help you out, give you a few words. If I do feel like we can help you, then I'll make a recommendation like, oh, actually, you'll be a good fit for our program. But that's not the purpose of what this call is. See what you got going on. If you have any questions, I'll answer these questions because you're part of our community. So I'll find some time, maybe 10-15 minutes to answer any questions you got, and then we go forward from there. So you would just put Coach Me in the comments, and then we'll chat. All right. But hopefully you found this good today. Go out, make some amazing offers, make what you have 10 times more valuable. Ask yourself, how do I get them results twice as fast? Ask yourself, how do I make the effort as painless as possible? If they was paying 10 times more, what would I offer? And that is how you make an offer so good that people would just say, they'll throw your card and just say, just swipe, because I feel like you're going to help me, right? And one last thing, and this is a reminder from what I said earlier. Remember, you have to continue to get results. So if you haven't been getting results and you can't prove what you're doing right now, you need to go get proof. Go get proof for yourself. See, I can talk about how we're continuing to get more leads. If you go to my Instagram or you scroll back through, you're going to continue to see me post screenshots and things of the leads that we're able to generate. I could show you something from last week. Because I'm always posting it, so I'm always keeping you updated. But then also, I have recent testimonials from clients who are getting results now. So you got to be able to get results for yourself, and you have to be able to get results for your clients, and you have to demonstrate it, because that is also what makes it powerful. Who you are and the results that you're able to bring in this visual, people can see it, is going to make it more valuable and is going to make people want it. That's why two people can make the same exact offer, but somebody who is way more successful, you're more willing to take that offer because you have a higher likelihood in your brain that I'm going to get the result because they've proven it, right? Versus somebody who might be homeless, living under a bridge, making the same offer, versus somebody who might have made 6 or 7 figures doing it, and they've helped hundreds of people, and same offer, but your background is what made the difference. Your proof is what made the difference. The results you were able to get is what made the difference. Slow motion is better than no motion. Let's work.